Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hi, I'm Beth. So today I thought I would do a video, so I'm going to be filming it over the course of about 2 or 3 days, but I thought I would do 3 festival looks, sort of like because I know festivals are now happening and events and raves and whatever across the UK, so I thought what better way to celebrate that than do 3 sort of easy to do festival looks that any one of you could have achieved if you wanted to. But I am going to be very realistic when I say this. When I'm at a festival, this doesn't occur. I get my lashes done, I quickly slap on some brows, I put on a bit of foundation if I need it, and yeah, like a bit of everything base wise. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that out there. I don't want any of you watching this thinking like she puts all this effort into festival looks. No, it doesn't happen. This video is going to be just the eye portion of these looks. I'm going to be getting a video up in the next couple of weeks for base makeup. Yeah, like that's all there is really to it. Just because the video would get far too long if I did my base makeup as well as my eye makeup in this. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna stop talking because I've rambled so much now, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it and let's get into it. So I've just zoomed in a little bit. I'm really hoping that you're going to be able to see what I'm doing when I'm doing it. The first product that I'm going to be going in with is the P. Louise base. This is in the shade 4. No, it's not. It's in the shade 3. And I'm just going to be going in with my Doll Beauty DP11 flat brush. And I'm literally just going to be using this to carve out my brows a bit. Not very precisely, obviously, as you can see I haven't got brows on currently, just because the type of makeup look I'm doing, you're better doing your brows afterwards. So I'm just going to tap a bit onto my brush like so, a little bit on the brush, and then we're just going to gently, like that's the way to describe this, just carve out the brow. Not too precise, obviously, because you've not drawn them on yet. So it's not too, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't need to be too accurate. It just needs to be so that your base is applied nice and evenly and is ready for eyeshadow application. Just use a tapping motion to tap the product into the eyelid, just to make sure that it's really set and then it goes tacky. Because that's the point of the P. Louise base. It's supposed to go tacky so that your eyeshadows will cling to it more, I suppose. Once I'm happy with the coverage, I then just go in with a fluffy brush. This is literally just a Real Techniques buffing brush. See there, it's just a little domed buffing brush. And I'm literally just going to swipe this over the lid, just to sort of remove any excess product and blend again around the edges. So important to make sure that the edges are blended really nicely. So the palette that I'm using is the Be Perfect with Stacey Marie Carnival 3 palette. Love to heat it. I am obsessed with these palettes. I'm literally going to go in with the shade Chili Pepper. So I'm literally going to, by the way, if your creases have come back, which is completely normal, just give them another quick buff before you apply this eyeshadow. But I'm literally using a Peaches and Cream PC39 brush, and I've just put the product on the very end tip of the brush, just because otherwise it's product wasted. And I'm gonna do 3 little dots just to help me with the shape. So the first dot I'm gonna be applying just where the brow bone starts, in line with my pupil, like so, if you can see that. The second dot is going to be at the end of the brow bone, around here, like so. And then the third dot is going to be just towards the start. I don't know how to sort of describe this area. It's like where the nose sort of like line meets the brow, if that makes any sense. I'm still going in with the same brush, and all I'm going to do is do really light circular motions and work towards the dots from each other. It's literally so simple, but you really need to keep your brush topped up with product. So as you can see, I've literally just connected them 3 dots. I'm also going to connect down here because this section here is going to be that red as well. So again, just taking the shade Chili Pepper and using those small circular motions, making sure to keep picking up the product just so that the colour intensity is paying off. Like so, and now we've connected that, I'm literally just going to fill this space in using similar motions. But obviously you don't have to be as precise. And it's a definite trust the process sort of look. Using my Clean, I'm just going to clean this brush off and then we're going to go in with the next shade. So with a clean brush to start, I'm just going to go half on the colour, half off, and just buff those edges so that they're not so harsh, so when you pop the next colour on, it's going to blend seamlessly. Again, just using those small circular motions. So as you can see, I've literally just blended right around that. And then the next shade that I'm going to go in with is the shade Sundown. Can you see that? This one here. Again, just taking that on the very tip of my brush, tap it off the excess, and then we're just going to repeat what we've just done with the clean brush, but with this shade. And don't be shy with your product. Make sure you've constantly got enough product on your brush. So as you can see, I've just gone around that shade. I know it doesn't look very smoothly blended at the moment, but just wait, it will come. Patience is a virtue and trust the process. So I'm just going to clean my brush off again, and then we're going to go in with the next shade. Before we go in with that next shade, however, I'm going to repeat the same step, i.e. I'm going to be going half on, half off that last shade, and just buffing out the edge before I apply the final shade. But the final shade that I'm going to go in with is the shade Yellow, which is this shade here. It's sort of like a golden, it's a sort of like a golden tone, perfect for the look we're going for. Sort of like I guess it's like a sunset sort of look. So again, just repeating the same process, half on, half off, and small circular motions. This is why I didn't do my brows first, because the product is now basically in the brow. And obviously if you already have all, obviously if you already have all your product in your brows, the eyeshadow is not going to blend as seamlessly. So it's really important that you sort of gauge by the sort of your look whether you should do your brows before or after, because ultimately it can affect how sort of flawless and smooth the look is. So that is what we are currently looking like. So I'm going to be going back in with the shade Sundown next, going over where I initially put it, but this is just to re-intensify the colour and make sure that colour payoff is exactly how we want it. It's so important as well when you re-intensify your colours, you go from light to dark. I'm just going in with the shade Sundown just on the very edge of the brush. And then, yeah, just going over that same area, adding that colour back into the look. Like so. And then at this point, I sort of decide whether I want to re-intensify the dark shade. So I am going to go back in with a bit of Chili Pepper. However, I'm not going to go in too heavy-handed, just because I'm quite happy with the blend now. So I don't want to sort of take away from that blend. So I'm just going in with the tiniest amount and just blending it where it is. Next, it is literally going to be a case of shimmer, my favourite part. So I'm going to just be applying a sort of like base colour over the front section of the lid. So I'm going to be going in with the shade, let me see if you can see, Mango, which is just this really pretty fluorescent orange shade. And I'm just going in with a DB7 brush, and it's sort of like a flat shader brush, I guess, like not a flat shader brush, flat fluffy brush, but it's perfect for just packing. So I'm literally just going to be packing that on at the front of my lid. And this is going to really help create that sunset vibe from the look. To finish off the look, we're going to add a bit of shimmer because a festival look will never be complete without a bit of shimmer. So the shimmer that I'm going to go in with is the Peaches and Cream pigment in the shade Mademoiselle. It's like this gorgeous reddy colour. Using a similar shaped brush, don't worry, this brush is clean, it's just stained from previous pigment. This is a Real Techniques brush. Can't remember what the shade name is, I'm really sorry. But it's a similar shape to the past one, like previous one, sorry. It's just a bit smaller, a bit more controlled for what we're about to do. And I'm literally just covering the tip in the pigment. And then we're just going to sort of place it where we've just popped that orange. And then with the clean fluffy brush, this is just a Makeup Revolution one. I'm just going to blend this front corner. Just to make sure the blend is seamless. Like so. I'm just going to repeat the look on the other eye, do my base, and then I'll be right back. So this is the finished look with the base on. I'm obsessed. It is such a festival look. Love the sort of makeup. All about a full-on glam. So yeah, tomorrow I will be doing the next look. Hi guys, so for look number 2, we're going to be going in with the Carnival XL Pro palette, which is also by Stacey Marie MUA and Be Perfect Cosmetics. Using the same PC39 brush from the previous look by Peaches and Cream, we're going to be going in with the shade. It's actually supposed to be called Nuke, but mine are in the wrong place for some reason. I only figured this out from doing a maths class. So we're going in with the shade Nuke, which is this like dark green colour. Again, just getting that right on the tip of the brush. And then we're going to be using the same dotting process that we did yesterday. So I've zoomed you in so hopefully you can see. Remember to just buff out any creases that may have appeared. So going in with the shade Nuke, I'm going to create the 3 dot process again. So I'm going to make a dot just where the eyebrow bone starts. And we're going to make one just sort of where the eyebrow, well, that's where my eyebrow ends. Final one is going to be down at the lash line. I've just repeated that on the other eye because I found that yesterday it was too long-winded doing it separately. But yeah, so now again, we're just going to connect the dots up using small circular motions. Just like so. I've previously filmed some content for TikTok. So yeah, in case any of you are wondering why today I actually have my base done, that's why. I don't recommend this, however, it's just how it's worked out for me today. So now, as you can see, I've created a sort of winged shape, and then I'm just going to repeat this on this eye. So I'm just going to be cleaning off my brush again with the Ice Clean brush cleaner. Next, I'm going to be going in with the, oh, can you see that? The shade The High, which is this bright green colour here. You're going to be going over the edge, half on, half off. Again, make sure that your your brush is full of product. And I'm actually going to take this, The High, slightly past the front of Nuke, just so that it'll be easier to blend with the next shade. And we're still going in with that PC39. Honestly, if you don't have it, it is definitely worth the investment. It is such an amazing brush for doing the little movements that we are doing to create these looks. So the next shade we're going to be going in with is the shade, let me see if I can hold this a bit better. It's the shade Ecstasy. However, it says Nuke in this palette, but it is the shade Ecstasy, and it's just this fluorescent lime green colour. Tap off the excess, and again, just start building up that shade. There we have it. So we've just done that, and then now is the time, if you need to feel like you now is the time to re-intensify any of that shade Ecstasy if you feel like it needs it in any of the areas, because you need to get your light colours in first. And then we're going to go back in with the shade The Hype, which is that bright green shade. Tap off the excess and just go over where you originally put that. Finally, we're going to go back in with the shade Ecstasy. Sorry, Nuke. And just go over any areas that you think need re-intensifying with that colour. And then, like we did on the previous look, we popped a bright orange in the front corner. We're going to do that, but we're going to use the shade Ecstasy. And we're just going to pop this right at the front of the lid. I'm going to take the excess that is on the PC39 and just sort of swipe it forward in the sort of crease line. This is just going to help define that shape a little bit more. So as you can see, we've got that winged out effect. And then I'm going to take my Acid Rain paint brush. This doesn't have a number or a name, but it's just the flat yellow one. And I'm going to use this to take the Peaches and Cream pigment in the shade Snakebite. And then we're going to place this a bit more precise than yesterday. So I'm just going to start at the front of the eye, like so, and sort of build this into the wing shape that we've made. And this is going to help just accentuate that shape that we created. Like so, and then we're just going to repeat that on the other eye. There we are. So I'm literally just going to put some mascara and some lashes on, and then I'll show you the finished look. So that is the finished look for the second look. As you can see, it's just got a bit more shape, it's a bit more winged out, still really simple and easy to do. You've got your bit of shimmer. I've literally just stuck on the LA lashes by To The City lashes. They're literally my favourite style from that brand. I'm obsessed with them, and they just really create a nice effect with this makeup. And I've also just added a bit of colour under my lash line just because it adds a really nice accent to the look. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this look, and I'll see you tomorrow for the final look. Hi, so welcome back to the third and final look of this video. I'm starting zoomed in, and I do already have a base on because, again, I've been filming previous content. I wouldn't recommend this, but it's just how it's worked out for me today. So the third and final look that we're going to be doing is going to be a bit more technical, using the same steps we used in the previous two looks. However, we're going to be adding in a cut crease. So first thing first, I'm going to be using the Carnival 3 palette again, by Stacey Marie and Be Perfect Cosmetics, and I'm going to be firstly going in with this shade here. I'm hoping you can see, Blackberry. Taking the PC39 brush once again by Peaches and Cream. I'll be doing one eye at a time again just to sort of make it easier, but I'm just going to be using my dotting technique. So the first one's going to be going just around here, just under the brow bone here, and then at the end of the eyebrow here, and then just connect them up. And then with a clean brush, like usual, I'm just going to go over the edge of that colour using small circular motions just to sort of buff out the edge. Then the next shade that I'm going to be going in with is the shade Grape, which is just up here. This is such a gorgeous colour. I love it. I feel like it's such a unique colour as well. Like, you wouldn't see that in many palettes. And we're literally just going to use the same technique, half on, half off, small circular motions. Then again with a clean brush, just go over the edge. The final shade we're going to be going in with is the shade Lilac. This is such a gorgeous colour. It's like between, it is definitely a lilac, it's between like a purple and a pink. Really stunning colour. Again, really unique, I think. There's not many palettes with it, and we're going to go half on and half off again. This is another look where I wouldn't recommend doing your brows before, just because it's such a high up look that your product is going to reach your brows, but it's just how it's worked out for me today. And then as you can see, all of the three colours are there. However, the middle colour has definitely disappeared, so we're going to go over and re-intensify. So you need to make sure you've applied enough of the lightest colour, which is lilac, because that's where you start with re-intensifying. You just make sure that the last colour you applied is as intense as you need it to be before you move on to the next shades. So I've already done that, so I'm going to go in now with the shade Grape again. And just really re-intensify that shade. So as you can see, we've already sort of got this cut crease shade. So I'm going to go in with my P. Louise base in the shade Vivid Violet to cut the crease. I'll be going in with my P. Louise brush. They don't say, it just, oh, number 7071, devoted to my base. And we're going to be cutting the crease using this brush. So to cut the crease, you just need to line where you want to go. This part is going to take some time, so just don't rush it. Then you want to just drag it down from the line that you've created. We're going in with my Near concealer brush. It is a bit stained, but we don't need to worry about that. And I'm going to be taking this Starlight, let me see if I can show you better, this Starlight shade up here, and we're just going to be packing that on where we've just popped the P. Louise base. It's a gorgeous foiled pigment, this. I love it. Don't use it enough, to be honest. Like so. I'm hoping you can see that well. The next cut crease we're going to be doing is with the P. Louise base in the shade Winter Rose. This is a gorgeous pink shade. I'm using the same P. Louise brush, a flat brush, any flat brush will do. Make sure your brush is fully saturated with the product so that you get smooth lines, like so. And we're just going to cut another crease basically. You can decide how thick you want the previous one with this one. Again, just taking your time. And then I'm just sort of creating a line up to where we've finished, just to create that sort of triangle shape. Making sure the base application is really smooth. This is why it's easier if you don't have your like face base on before, just because as you can see it's gone into the area where it would be, and yeah, it just gets messy. I'm going to go into the Carnival XL Pro palette, and I'm going to take the shade Pep Talk, which is that bottom sort of highlighter pink. Just take some of that on your brush, and you're just going to pack this into where we've popped the P. Louise base in the shade Winter Rose. There we are, so we've just packed that shade all over the lid. And at this point you can decide whether you want to add an eyeliner on at the bottom, or if you want to keep it how it is and just add lashes. I will be adding a little bit of a liner at the bottom, but I'm not going to include this on camera just because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can all do an eyeliner. So that is the finished look for this third and final look for the festival series. I hope you enjoyed this video. Different style, it's the first time I've done a proper sort of tutorial. Let me know what you think, if you liked them, if you didn't. I really appreciate any feedback I get. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, if you could like, comment and subscribe, it would mean the absolute world to me. And these looks will be posted over on my Instagram at Beauty by Beth D. So if you want to go and check them out there, you can do. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.